Welcome to the Life is Crafted 2013 Dated Planner in A5. It's Arian here from Life is Crafted, and I know many of you have been waiting to see the pages that I've developed for this planner. I'm very excited to finally show it to you. Just to let you know, there are a few versions of this kit. The main one is the printable version, so it's really a print yourself PDF file that you'll get, which means it's really flexible. You can print out as many pages as you want for your own personal use, please. And yes, you can print extra list pages, extra note pages. And so, yeah, it's really flexible, so that's very exciting. I'm also doing 20 limited edition sets that are printed, and they're going to be slightly personalized because I'll put your name somewhere here. So great gift idea for somebody or even for yourself if you want it to be fully printed. So I'll have links for them below the video. But I'm very excited to show you the planner. The aims that I had for it was that it would be bright and colorful, that you'd be inspired to actually use it, because when you've got beautiful tools, it can be, it just makes you want to use them. There's still space for, pretty decorations for yourself to do, really useful layout. And the layout and the additional sort of life enhancing lists is really what makes it a lot more than just a scheduling planner where you keep your appointments. It's actually a tool to help you plan your life and get your priorities straight and make things happen. Craft the life that you want. So, without further ado, let's go through the planner. So this is a wonderful cover page. It has a really nice quote on the front that's by Anaïs Nin, and it's, "And the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom." So blossom, people! Alright, so on the back of the cover page, you've got the sort of personal information. So this planner is owned by, a few of your personal details can be popped there, and an in case of emergency contact. Then sometimes, because I don't know about you, but I don't know anyone's phone number anymore because they're all in my mobile. So when my mobile dies or I occasionally forget it at home, it's nice to have a list of sort of important contacts. Or when you go to the post office to send that parcel off to your dad or whatever, you've got the address there on hand. Then we've got the password reminders list. So all of us nowadays probably have a very large range of user accounts for things like YouTube or Facebook or Pinterest, Twitter, and the list goes on and on. So I don't recommend that you write your full email and password there, but give yourself little hints because it's frustrating when you need to keep updating your password. On the other side is accounts and information. So this might be your bank account details, your license number, your car rego details. So stuff that you might reference quite often, and that's why they're at the beginning of the planner. Got a notes page there just for, various scribbles that we all have. Now, to this you might want to add a few more things, right? So I haven't got all the tabs there. I do have tabs that we'll be seeing a bit later on to do with the months, but you might have separate tabs that separate your list section or your calendar section, and everyone's setup is quite personal, so work out what's good for you. For me, I would probably have a tab here, and this will separate this section to do with sort of planning that includes this great master to-do list page. So what this is, it's a place that you can there's several columns here, so you can have small headings for each one, or you can make a single page to do with a high level things such as personal projects or things that you need to do around the home, and then you might use these ones as subsets. So it's great to have a few pages of these to help you organize your to-dos. And in terms of the master to-do, it's probably a little bit more of a someday or eventually or soon I'll have to do, but I don't know exactly a date or month or week that I'm going to do it in. So this is a great place to pop down all those tasks and activities that you're going to do at some stage but not right now. And then obviously you need to refer back to it on a I don't know, it could be a daily, a weekly, or a monthly basis to see what you want to then transfer to particular weeks or months when you're ready for it. The next part of the sort of planning section is the goal planning sheet. So you might have a goal that you want to craft for your life. Anything could do with family, could do with health, could do with finances, could be with, going after a certain promotion. This is a tool to help you plan that goal out in a way that's going to make it much more achievable, much more possible, much more real. So that's a really fantastic thing to then fill out for each goal. So you might print out a few for the different goals that you have. Then associated with that is the project planner. So that might be some sort of multi-step project that you need to do, and it could be a goal that you're then translating into a step-by-step process, or it could just be a particular project, from a craft project to a house project to a work project. And once again, having a few of those was really helpful, and you can tick things off as you go along. Now, routines. I love routines. And this is a bit of a template that you can use to work out what your sort of daily, weekly, fortnightly, monthly, and so on tasks are. I find it sometimes hard to manage all those things in your head. So if you know sort of every 6 weeks or 2 months you need to make a hairdressing appointment, at 6 months, it's the dentist for the fun, exciting, wonderful teeth clean, it might be a yearly checkup. On a weekly basis, you might want to be sure that you're filing everything. So whatever you need to do on a regular basis with sort of time frames around it, pop them here because it gives you a really good overview for when you go to then plan your week or your months. And in the same vein, it's on a bit of a skewed angle here. Move that a little bit. But it's a blank sort of week template where you can, sorry, it's up the side, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and so on are up there. And then you've got mornings, afternoons, and evenings. So you can work out a template for your typical schedule of a week. And then we'd probably put another tab here if you want to, and this starts your calendar section. So it starts off with the notes page. Then we go to the wonderful yearly overview. So this gives you an opportunity to note down, where your holidays are, any travel plans you might have, big events or conferences you might need to organize yourself around. And so we've got January, February, March, April, May, all the way up to December here. And then we've got the days down here, and then obviously the dates for particular days. So this gives you a really great glance at the year ahead. Then we go to 4 pages of special dates to remember. So this is a perpetual part of the calendar. So you can move this from year to year, just as you can move those front pages from year to year. So you might be putting in here birthdays and anniversaries, pretty much special dates. So January, February, March, April, May, June, and so on. And then the individual dates. So you might put, my sister's birthday is on the 14th of April. So I just put her name, Leanne, there. Once again, a good thing to refer back to, so you remember when people's birthdays are. Another notes page, and then we go into the calendar diary section. So I've got these beautiful tabs here. So each month has a tab. I find it just much easier to flip to the different months when they're laid out like this. So the tab here, it's January. And then on the other side, there's a really lovely quote. This particular one for January is, "Follow your bliss and the universe will open doors where there were only walls." Joseph Campbell. So these tabs are great because, once again, the tabs themselves are not dated. So you can bring them from calendar to calendar when you want to use it. And then now it goes into the dated section. So January 2003, this page is for your monthly dreams. I think this is a really nice way to craft sort of some goals or focuses or events that you want to make sure that you're celebrating for that particular month. So down here, you'd note really what you want to focus on. And then have a look at it every day to remind yourself what you're working towards in that particular month. Then we go to the month on 2-page spread. And this is January 2013. So you've got some nice clean boxes here where you can, on a high-level overview, work out what's going on. A really lovely other quote here in this section that changes every month. And then you've got a small part for January dreams and January to-dos. Then we flip to the heart of the calendar. These are the weekly pages, a week on two pages. So up here, obviously you've got the month, then you go to the week number of the year. This is January 2013, and an overview of the dates for the month. Up the top, so this is separate from the days, are blank spaces or blank columns with lines and check-off boxes that you can once again put some high-level categories up for your to-dos for that week. So you might have in one column, and this is completely up to you what you want to do, that's why it's so flexible, is you might have some tasks around the home that you need to do. So you could write home there and then write the individual tasks below it. Over here, you might have errands you need to run. Over here, you might have people you need to contact. In the next column over, it might be a special project you're working on, to-dos with your blog, to-dos for a particular business. And so you can really categorize it, and it just gives you a really good idea of what you need to get done in that week. Then, further on down the page, this is Monday, for example, so it's still in a separate color because it's from December 2012, and then we're going into January 2013. But this middle section has all to do with your timed dates and appointments, and it goes from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And there's a space on either sides in case you have an early morning or a late evening appointment that you need to schedule in. And then it's just shaded a slightly different color to denote when the afternoon starts and then when the evening starts. So a nice way to break up your day. So here you'd put, whether you have a doctor's appointment or a meeting or a social catch-up with friends, and obviously putting it next to the time. And it might help you craft the day in terms of, okay, Tuesday morning I need to work on a particular project. So you might just pop it there. It might not be time framed, but it's just splitting up that day for your different tasks. So that's Monday, and then down the bottom here, still to do with Monday, is must do. So that idea of having the 3 most important things that you need to accomplish on that day. Then you've got the today. So this is a list of tasks. You might then take from one of these things up here. You're like, okay, that blog post I'm going to write on the Monday. So you transfer that down here. And then the last bit of that column is remember. So this is where you might put remember that it's somebody's birthday, remember to pay that bill. And I guess a perspective I really love about that part is the whole, something pretty cool might have happened on that day. And it's just a little space where you could note what that cool thing is. So then when you flip back through the year, you can remember, oh yeah, that was the day that I got the promotion, or that was the day so-and-so contacted me about an interview, or anything like that. It's just a nice way to grasp some of the goings on. Okay, and then over to the right, we've got the goal. And this might be the goal for the week that you want to focus on. So it might be something sort of really tangible with a very clear outcome, like, finishing that project on time, on specs, everybody loves it, you feel great, you're feeling capable, you're feeling empowered, and it was a job well done, right? So it focuses you on that goal. Or it might be a little bit more intangible and more to do with the state of being or feeling. So something along the lines of, remember to be grateful for all the blessings I have in my life. Something like that. Isn't that nice? Then you've got a nice notes section and then a for later section. So the for later part is all about things that might come up that don't fit into that week or fit into the next week there. It might be a someday thing or something you want to do in a later month. So just to capture it, jotting it down there, and then at a later stage you can schedule it for another week or put it back on that master to-do list. So that's pretty much the weekly layout. Can you see how things flow? It's just such a great sort of capturing tool, a planning tool, and a scheduling tool, and keeping inspired at the same time. So for the 2013 one, every page is dated. That was a lot of fun to do. So you've got the dates all across there. And then when you get towards the end of the month, you've got a notes section and then on to February. So once again, it's the same deal here where you've got a lovely quotation on the tab, and then you go into the February dreams, the monthly overview, and then the weekly pages, where really you'd be spending most of your time. So every month has a slightly different color scheme, which is nice. See, bright, beautiful, colorful, dotty, and so on. So there's June, and then you've got the nice July ones up here, and all the way towards the end of the year to December. Hopefully the year doesn't flip by as quickly as that just did. All right, so then we've got December here, and it's going all the way up to Sunday the 5th of January 2014. And then what I've got here is dates for next year. Because, you know, sometimes things come up, especially towards the end of the year, where you're like, okay, yeah, there's that marathon on a certain date, or somebody's getting married on a certain date. So this is the opportunity to start noting those down so you can easily then transfer those details onto 2014. So the list section, there are 23 individual lists there, including the goal planning and the project planning and the routines part. But you've got a few, and once again, you can print out as many as you need for your personal use, please. So I'll flip through them quickly. It's the gratitude list, life highlights. Now, I've done another video particularly on the lists that go into a little bit more depth, but I just want to show you quickly here. So life highlights, life lessons, what you've learned out of life. The I did it, so it's all about accomplishments that you've done in your life so far. The lift up list, so pick me up activities, things that make you feel good when you're feeling a bit down. Your support network, who you call for different times. Now, one I forgot to talk about in the other one was the things I love about me. Now, it sounds a bit weird. Nobody needs to see the list, but it's a bit of a confidence builder. If it's a bit hard to get started, just think of what are the things that my friends and family tell me that they love about me. Start there. It's a nice list to have and refer back to. Then you've got a wish list, so gifts that you want for yourself. A gift list, so these are things for others. A list of your people, so maybe friends and where they are. Go local, so restaurants, activities, places around your local city or area. Places, so that might be an international destinations and places you'd like to see and go. Music, so albums and songs. Books and authors. Films and shows. Websites to visit. The bucket list, or the 101 things to do in my fabulous life. And there's a few more things here, and you can just tick them off as you go along and achieve them. And then there's a blanks list page. So that might be, you know, any other list that you want to sort of start to cultivate. Wines to drink, for example. And that, my people, my planner fiends, planner friends, is the Life is Crafted planner. The most important page, and I just took it out because it really should be at the front of your planner, is the goal summary page. So ideally, I would be putting this at the very front. So what it covers are maybe some of those goals you started to craft. Just one sentence, there's spaces for quite a few around here, and then what your intention for the year is. And that can go at the very front so you see it every day. And it really is a way to make such a difference in your life and make what you want to come true, because it's there, top of mind, a constant reminder, and something you can look at every day. So thank you for watching the video. Thank you for subscribing. I really, really, really appreciate, and I'm humbled by the number that are starting to subscribe. It's very exciting. And it's been a pleasure putting it together. There's still a whole lot more to do. We've got many more dreams to make into reality. But that is the overview of the Life is Crafted planner, and I've got some links to the products below the video, and if you love it, like it, I encourage you to purchase it. It is more than just a planner, so I believe life is crafted, so craft yours. Bye.